Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
Boxing King Media. It's the morning after a wild night at Wembley Stadium. Mick Francis, promoter of OPETAIA, out here to watch Daniel Dubois fight with Alexander Usyk. We're asking Mick, were you shocked or surprised by the outcome?
Not really. You know, like the class of Usyk, has came through again. He's an ex-cruiserweight, southpaw, come to heavyweight. He's dominated both divisions. I think all the experts tipped him.
And the actual outcome of the fight, though, I think not many people kind of saw it ending like that, so brutal and so quickly. Were you surprised by that?
Absolutely, it was brutal. And like the first two rounds, if you watch Usyk, he measured, he took his time. But as he does, he works his opponents out pretty quick, and he went to business. But I was surprised that Daniel actually got dropped so easily after a couple of shots to the brutal shots to the head. So look, hats off to Daniel. He's done a great thing. He's worked hard to get to where he is, but unfortunately, class always prevails.
The fact that Usyk was loaded up so early in the fight, and there's a lot of talk that was quite possibly down to the build-up, and obviously people questioning his faith and talking about him cheating and all that kind of stuff. And he did predict that he'd win by knockout, something he's never done before. Do you think we've gone and seen like a different side of Alexander Usyk that we never knew he had?
He's probably got the pressure off him now. He's done what he had to do in the world. He's conquered everything he's went out to conquer. He's obviously fought Daniel before, so he's already had him worked out, and he's backed his ability. So, I can see that he's got the pressure off him, and he's just having. I think he's saying he's got one more last fight in him. So, he's done, as I said, he's done what he's had to do. So, it's amazing what a fighter can do when he's a lot more relaxed and the pressure's off. So he's predicted it, and he's gone out and done what he said he's going to do.
Indeed, and the obvious question I've got to ask you, and I think there was a poll on the live broadcast. People were asking who they'd want to see Usyk fight next. Your guy Jai, but I think he was third. Joseph Parker was one. I can't remember who was number two, but Jai came third. How realistic is that? Because Usyk has said he's only going to fight one more time.
Yeah, look, southpaws, Jai's a cruiserweight, and he is probably one of the best cruiserweights of our era, I'll be honest. And he's still got a bit to do, but he's 28-0. There's no other fights really in the cruiserweight division except RAMIREZ. The RAMIREZ fight is, starting to become a bit of a stretch. We hope we get it across the line. We're focused on that, but if we don't get that fight, Jai probably has no option but to move up, because realistically there's no other big fights in the cruiserweight division for Jai. There's no money fights. There's no fights that anyone can see is going to be a contest, respectfully. So, there's the only opportunity for Jai moving forward, I suppose, would be to move up into the heavyweights, but we just have to wait and see.
How realistic is it? I know we can sit here and dream about Jai potentially fighting at heavyweight, because he's like a fantasy fight, and Usyk is well aware of him. He respects him. Last time I spoke to him, we did briefly speak about Jai as well. So, is there like a deadline before you're going to basically move on from RAMIREZ and potentially chase Usyk?
Realistically, we've probably got about another 3 or 4 weeks. Like Jai needs to stay busy, as we all know. We've got the mandatory coming up fairly soon. It's not a fight that, that's with Sin Cara from Germany. He was supposed to be the mandatory earlier this year, but obviously he rolled his ankle and he was out. So, is it a fight that people really care about, want to really watch? I don't know. We had Claudio in June coming over to Australia and fight. It was a tough sell, but it was a stay busy fight for Jai and keep him active. But if it makes sense and Turkey Al-Sheikh, we have his blessing, Jai will have to move up, and that's what we'll have to do. But going back to Alexander Usyk for Jai OPETAIA, I think it's a fight that absolutely makes sense. Possibly Jai needs to have a fight, before the end of the year at heavyweight if he is to go up, and then possibly early next year he could do the Usyk fight. But that's a fight that Jai would love to have. And I remember a long time ago when Usyk was a cruiserweight, Jai always wanted to fight, you know, the best of the best in the division. He was the best in the division at the time, so it's a fight that Jai would take with both hands for sure.
So, ending on the fact that Jai OPETAIA Alexander Usyk could be next.
It's a big call, but why not? You know, so it's not unrealistic. You know, you've got the best cruiserweight in the world right here, right now. You've got the best heavyweight in the world right here, right now. It's the fight that makes sense, and it's the fight that the public will come out and watch. You could have it here in Wembley again. Like, it doesn't matter, you have it in Riyadh, you can have it anywhere in the world. That fight will sell, and everyone would, you know, be on the tip of everyone's tongues, and it's a fight that people would love to come and pay their money for.
Indeed, Mick Francis, pleasure as always, and I hope to see you back soon.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.